at the same time. Like everybody was around Dave. Like, wow, where's Dave?
Oh.
So you're having fun.
Having fun.
Yeah.
This is great. It
But
really is.
you're losing. Yeah, that's the thing. Like you go with it.
You get to eat and lose weight at the same time.
Same thing. You won the dance contest.
Yeah.
You did
I had a good partner.
Definitely, but you're a good dancer, so that's great.
Thank you, gracias.
And so, how is everything? How's the social?
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Great women. I mean, you can't ask for a better setting, and I mean, it's fun. You know, it's fun.
It's a lot of fun.
If you want to have enjoyment, you want to get a lot of attention. Come to a social because you're definitely going to get the attention
Yes, they
and
want
the
your
compliments.
attention.
I think I've been married like 7 times tonight.
Oh, really? What did they say?
First time I went there, it's like the girls were already like, "Oh, he's mine. I'm married."
Oh, that's nice. Did you ask? No, you did not. But okay. But that's a good problem to have, to get 7 times married in one night.
Yeah. And I have a great translator.
Yes.
I gotta pull my translator in here.
Danny, come on here. Danny.
I want to pull my translator.
Yeah, Danny is a great translator, and Dave is so happy with her, so that we want to present Danny as well.
This is my agency wife.
Your agency wife, the brave number 8, I would say, because he has like 7 others.
Okay.
But you're the one from the agency.
Yeah, I am the one from the agency.
This is important.
Yeah, it's just for these 2 days. I told the ladies, don't be jealous. It's just for 2 days. He's gonna be your man because he's the best.
Exactly. Oh, look.
He's the best.
Wow. So you two as well as translator, and you two connected very well from day one, right? And you have a good time together, so this is good.
The friends you make. You
make
really make
friends.
some great friends
Yes.
here, and we're going to keep in touch. And the guys I've met, some great group of guys, and it's just fun.
Yeah, the guys are really nice too. Like, it's a nice group, everybody gets along really well, so it's really nice.
I mean, we're all here for the same thing. We're all here to enjoy ourselves, fun.
Yeah.
And we're looking for that special girl.
Yeah. And Danny, how did you feel the evening, and do you think, how does it work? Does it work?
Yeah, it really works. And Dave has met amazing girls, and they have met him. And I mean, this is an amazing evening, and I think everyone should be here trying out. You can meet a lot of beautiful ladies with beautiful feelings and hearts.
Yes.
That's the thing. There's so many girls that just like, I'm always the type person. I don't want to hurt anybody.
Yeah.
And it can be difficult because you can go on quite a few dates, and you try to narrow it down.
Yeah, and it's not easy because you have to say sometimes no to somebody, and they like you all. But it is sometimes life, you cannot be with everybody. You cannot marry 8 times, so you have to find only one, unfortunately.
And I invited a couple of girls that were actually at the social tonight, so that was nice.
So they came, good?
Which is nice. Enjoy the setting, enjoy the weather. It's real nice. If you're up in the cold, you need to come down here where it's 85, 88 degrees.
Yes, definitely.
Bye.
Bye. Good place to spend the winter, definitely, and to sweat. So we're going to acclimate a little bit more. We have to drink and sit down a little bit, relax. There was a lot of dancing. So bye.
Good evening, everybody. It's Wednesday evening again. Welcome to our Latin show. My name is Maria. I'm your host for tonight, and I'm really happy that you are here tonight with me. Welcome, everybody. Guys, as you know, this is a live webcast where you can write your questions in. So I get some of your questions. I can see all of your comments, but I get your questions, and I'm trying to make sure to answer all of them as much as I can. And so, yeah, what we'll be having on tonight on the show, we will talk a little bit about the current world situation. We will talk about the travel updates, if there are any here in Colombia generally. We will talk about our tours. We had just the Barranquilla tour finished, and also the Medellin tour in January and the Barranquilla tour in February a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, excited about the new footage tonight as well. We're going to show you from the socials. We have the Cartagena tour coming up at the end of March. I'm really excited about that tour. I think it will be huge, it will be amazing, and it will be exciting. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that. If you have questions about the tour, how it works, what is included, how much it is, etc., just go ahead and ask me. We also have new footage, as I said, from our tours just from Barranquilla. We have new interviews. We have Manuela. We have an interview from Medellin from the social from Manuela and Sean. We also have a testimonial of an engagement. I talked about that, I think, a couple of weeks ago already, where we gave you a little preview about the engagement, because it was the day and was actually in Medellin while we were there. And so we got the video from them freshly. And then when they were there, they came into the office when I was in Medellin as well. And so I interviewed them. So I'm going to show you the interview tonight about their testimonial, how they met, how that all worked out for them in the end. And to show you that this is real, that can work for you. Most of the questions always are the women real? Are they serious? Is this really something that would work for me? And so what I can answer you, yes, the women are real. This is why you see also in our now social footage, we put a sign, I'm real, I'm here, I'm looking for love. Because the women you see on the socials, the women you see who are with us are real. So yeah, if you can see this is possible for you, so this is why we show you the testimonials. The men we interview are men like you watching those videos, but they took this leap of faith and just said, okay, I'm trying to find the love of my life in another country. It might be a crazy thing to think about to do, but I did it and it worked out. And so yeah, we're going to show you this a little bit, so maybe it helps you to encourage also to take the next step in the international dating. We also have two new girls, two really new girls who came to the social event as well in Medellin, and their interviews will be there tonight. We will have them tonight a little bit further in the show. You guys always love the videos. You're always with the girls. You always ask me to interview more women, that we can do that. Yet you don't always want to see just the profile picture. So we try make that possible as much as possible for you. Good evening, Sly. Sly, how are you doing? ¿Cómo estás, Maria? I'm very good. Muy bien. Muchas gracias, Sly. I hope you're doing good as well. Thank you for for joining. And yeah, so let's talk a little bit about what is going on, travel updates, a little bit an update from AFA in general. Obviously everybody's up to date and looking at the news in Ukraine and Russia, what is going on. It's very sad. It is, it is very sad. It is tragic and it is heartbreaking. And obviously for a foreign affair where we have people in Russia and Ukraine, wives, people married to people from the different countries, relatives, our staff in Ukraine. So it is, very concerning. Thank God, everybody's doing good. Okay, so far everybody is trying. The ones who had to leave are leaving and trying to get out, but getting the help. I know that you guys, a lot of you know, also Anna, our regional manager. She's in Phoenix usually, but she's right now in Russia. So she's also trying to get out, but she's doing good. She's okay. I talked to her today via mail. And so, yeah, it is really a crazy situation. Thank you for your messages, guys. Thank you for reaching out. And we just hope that this is going to be over soon and this whole craziness and madness will stop. And so it is very concerning. We will keep you updated. Anna, our manager, the other Anna in Odessa, she did a live yesterday, and gave an update. How's everybody doing? So if you're more interested about the whole situation, I recommend you really to look at this live. Maybe Kirk can post the link below so that if you want to get the updates, that you get the updates, how everybody's doing. And so far, thanks God, everybody's doing good, or given the circumstances, doing okay. Guys, you're saying hi. It's pretty nice to see. As always, your comments. I'm always happy if you say hi and say hello, Maria. Henry, how are you doing? Hi, and Eric and Mark are there. Hi, guys. Nice to see you tonight and to read you tonight. I'm just getting into your question just a little bit. So so unfortunately, our Kiev tour, our Ukraine tour was obviously cancelled, and I don't think we will have a lot of operations in the near future there. So the tour was on the 31st of March. In case that some of you guys watching were on that tour, I know it is not the same, like Ukraine is different than Colombia, but we do have a tour at the same time of the year, time of the date here. So if you already had the time, say, still want to meet somebody, it is still an opportunity. For the ones who have not yet signed up for the Cartagena tour, I would recommend you signing up soon because I think we get a huge demand. So yeah, this is right now a little bit the situation from the company side. It is just heartbreaking, to see what's happening right now. And so yeah, let's try to get a little bit into the Latin and Colombian theme and the tours here. I know it's a completely different theme and is really completely one not related to the other at all. But it's a Latin show tonight, and I would like to answer your questions and talk a little bit about your concerns, your questions, your worries, your problems, or your curiosity about Colombian or Latin dating. Dr. David, hola from New York. This is David from New York. Hola, David. ¿Cómo estás? How are you doing? Nice that you tuned in tonight. And Eric is informing us already for the Cartagena trip, which is in 1 month, less than 1 month away. Less than 1 month away. The tour trip during the AFA tour, March 31st, from Cleveland to Cartagena, with 1 stop in Miami, then non-stop to Cartagena, $215 round trip plus bags on Spirit. So this is a really good price from Cleveland to Cartagena to Miami, also Cleveland, Miami, Cartagena, $215 US. So thank you so much, Eric. This helps a lot. Always for the men who's still thinking to go, you can still 3-4 weeks prior really get really, really good prices. The tour will be nice, will be beautiful, will be big. Cartagena is always very exotic. Cartagena is always a lot of fun. If you have seen our last Cartagena tour, November, it was wow. It was one, I think, of our best tours we had in Cartagena. It was just, I think, because it was the post-pandemic vibe, because before we still had, of course, the pandemic influencing. So it felt like really pre-pandemic, and yeah, it was really, really nice. Talking about pandemic and travel restrictions, because this is what you're always asking. In Colombia right now, to enter Colombia, you need the following things. It didn't change since December. It's the same. So you have to be at least with a tourist visa. If you have a resident visa, it might be different, but on a tourist visa, which you don't have to apply for the tourist visa, you just get to the airport and then you get the visa when you get to the country. But you have to have at least 1 COVID shot, 1 vaccine. And so you have to be vaccinated at least once, and then you can enter with a negative PCR test. If you are vaccinated twice, you don't need a PCR test. If you are vaccinated twice, but you didn't complete your vaccination scheme in 14 days, what I want to say is you got vaccinated the second shot, for example, today, and you want to fly tomorrow, you then still need a PCR test. You have to complete the 14 days after your second shot to not show a PCR test. So, but once you completed that, you don't need that, and then you just need a migration form. You have to fill in the migration form when you sign up with us from the tours. We send you the link so that you know where you sign up with that, and then you just basically pay your flight, and then you come here and we pick you at the airport. If you book the tour, or if you do individual introductions and you ask us to pick you up at the airport, we obviously arrange that for you too. And so. So yeah, the travel restrictions are right now to be at least vaccinated once, and then you need a PCR. Or if you are completely vaccinated, then you don't need any test, but you do need to fill the migration form. Everybody needs to fill in the migration form. If you go out of Colombia, you have to do a PCR, not a PCR, sorry. You have to do a test, but it can be an antigen test, and that has to be 24 hours before you fly. But this is not a problem because we help you here to organize all the tests or the laboratories. They come to your hospital, they come to your hotel, test you in the hotel. You pay, I don't know, $3, $4 more, $5 more, but then they do home testing. And so it is easy, and you don't have to worry about that once you go back. But this is basically the travel restrictions to come to Colombia. You heard about how much is the flight. The flight is around $250 round trip from the US. and so it is definitely affordable, and it is a great opportunity to meet a lot of women. The tour is amazing because you meet in a short amount of time a lot of different people, up to 100 single women or more, depends on the city, depends on how big the tour is, but 100, 120, 130. Let's put 80 to 120 single women per night. So in 2 nights you meet over 200 women, single women, and so yeah, definitely something which you probably are not so easy. It's anywhere in the world, it's not that easy to meet so many single women at the same spot, and the ones who are also looking for something serious like you, right? And so let's see what you are questioning, because I see you are already sending some questions in. Mark, hi Mark, is asking, can we pay for the executive VIP package over a few payments, or does it all have to be paid at one time? Mark, we can do, usually what we can do is 2 payments. So you can pay 50% before, which would we do, when we start the video calls, because remember that the VIP package is basically divided into, it's a lot more steps, but in 2 different parts. One part is the video matchmaking 1-2 months prior to your travel, or that prior matchmaking. And then we have the in-country matchmaking, right? So once you have the amount of candidates defined, you want to meet your top matches, then you travel to the country. So what we can do is you do 1 payment when we do the video calls, and once you have all your candidates found, and then you're ready to travel, which is usually 2 months later, then you do the rest payment. So if that answers your question, and if you have any additional requests, or if you have any additional requests, then you can just reach out to me. My email is here, afacolombia7@gmail.com. You should see this here. You can reach out to me. I also have, you can call also the Phoenix number, and I think my extension is 118. You can call me also here on that number, and also write me an email, afacolombia7@gmail.com. So you can do different payments. The VIP package, if you ask me now, what is the VIP package? Why is this something I should consider? The VIP package for me is the best service we have, because you basically have everything included in that service, right? So you have video calls, you have letters, you have in-person meeting, you have 2 months of matchmaking, you have a whole team working for you, you have a personal consultant, you have somebody with you in every call. You get weekly feedback, how it's going for you, how the women are feeling, how you are feeling. So it is a whole package. And if you need help in this whole international dating, navigate through that dating space, then I think this is the best package to go. Because if you use the other services, which are great services too, all of them are great, but this is probably the service where you get in the most out of your time, most successful in the most short amount of time, because you learn a lot more about the culture, because you learn, you work really one-on-one with us, while sometimes when you do the tours, you figure it afterwards a little bit out on your own, because you meet that woman on that tour. For example, if you haven't written any letters prior, then this is probably the first meeting you have with her. So you meet her on that tour, and then you start just a connection, right? So you get to know her. You went on the first date on a Wednesday, on a Thursday, and maybe you go another date on a Tuesday. So maybe you had 2 dates, then you go home, then you do the communication, then you go back again. And so it takes time, right? And you have to figure out a lot of the communication, a lot of the cultural differences on your own, because you go home and then you have to manage the relationship, right? And that is actually where I see where a lot of relationships of the new couples struggle a little bit, because of the cultural differences and the not knowing the other person that well in the beginning. Why I see in the VIP service, as we do 2 months of prior matchmaking, we really have a relationship already built up with the woman. So once you go there and you meet, it's like a different approach, because she already knows so much about you. Maybe you have already talked 5 times, 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours, depends on the time you invested. But some clients do that. Sometimes they have a really deep relationship with the girls already prior to travel, not only with one, but different ones. And so the communication is already a lot deeper. You got a lot of help in the communication. You're already used to a long distance communication via video, which is for most of the men something completely new when they go home and then they have to communicate via WhatsApp, via video in a different language. So it is a beautiful program, and if you have any questions about it, let me know. As I said, it's 2.5 months long prior to your travel, and you get all the support you need. So it doesn't matter if you're a busy businessman who wants to go and find this person now, or if you're retired, or if you have a disability, or if you, I don't know, just curious, it doesn't really matter. This program is really for everybody, and it is for specialized for each of you, right? So everybody's different, and so the program is customized for everybody. And so this is why I think it works so well as well. Okay, Nelson, the travel requirements are the only thing holding me back on scheduling a tour. Nelson, I know there are a lot of you guys sitting there watching the videos and want to come to Colombia, and you cannot come right now because of the travel restriction. So please hold on. Don't get impatient. I know this is a weird thing right now, what's going on in the whole world. And it's really not a natural situation as we knew it before. But as everything what we have seen in the last couple of years, everything which goes away or changes, and nothing stays forever, right? It changes. And especially those COVID restrictions and travel restrictions, they change all the time. So I would just recommend you hold on a little bit. Things are changing all over the world right now, giving those restrictions. Europe, I don't know if you're updated with Europe, but in Europe, like all the countries are lifting up the travel bans and cutting off the countries from the list so that the people can travel again, lifting up the travel bans, etc., etc. So there's a lot of movement in the travel scene. Unfortunately, Colombia extended the health emergency, which was supposed to end on the 28th of February. So I thought that with that we might have a change, but it is extended until the 30th of April right now, so another month, 1 or 2 months. And so we will have to see what's going on there. But as I said, just hold on. We will have more tours. We will have tours in June. We have tours in August. We have tours in September. We have tours in November. And so just, have a little bit patience, and we have a lot of clients, if I can tell you, who are not vaccinated, who are using the VIP service right now, because the VIP service gives you the opportunity to meet via video dates while you are at home. And so you can use your time while you are waiting until the country opens up, that you can meet. And if not, also the women have passports, and if you cannot meet in Colombia, you might be able to meet somewhere else, right? So there are possibilities. So if you are thinking about, the VIP is probably the best right now if you cannot travel, because you can do the video calls. So if you think about it, as I said, write me an email. I'm happy to talk to you about it and give you more information, so that in case you really want to meet somebody, you can already do that. Steve, hi Steve. Hola Maria, this is Steve. I signed up for the Medellin tour in June. Great, Steve. This is amazing. We're looking forward to meet you. I have a couple of you already reaching out to me from the last Latin shows, telling me that you already signed up for the Medellin tour in June. So I'm really excited about that too. I think this will be huge. Sharon, where do you check in for the events? Sharon, I don't really understand the question. If you want to sign up for the tour, if that is the question, you can do this on the website directly. You can go on loveme.com/Latin tour order. On the right-hand side, you can see the Latin tour dates, and then you can sign up right on the website. If not, if you don't find it, again, write me an email. I'm happy to send you the link where you can sign up for the tour, and then you can do this. Checking in for the events, usually what we try is, if you ask that question, we try to have the events at the venues at the same spot as the hotel. And so usually when you are in the hotel later in that evening, and you arrive, for example, on Thursday, Friday and Saturday evening, we have the socials. But I will always tell you where's the social, at what time, where we meet. We have an orientation meeting Friday morning always. I always do an orientation meeting about 1.5 to 2 hours, where I get you oriented, answer all your questions, and give you tips about for the dating for the week. Okay. So Nelson, just hold on. Okay. the travel restrictions will change. I hope that I will see you soon here in Colombia. Sharon Squishy, can you get into Colombia without a vaccine? Yes, you can get into Colombia without a vaccine when you have a resident visa in Colombia. So if you're a Colombian resident, if you, for example, did an investment visa, if you have property here, if you apply for a visa, if you have a Colombian cedula, you don't need a visa, you don't need a vaccine, you just need a negative PCR test. But if you don't have a resident visa, if you're just a normal man who wants to travel as a tourist to that country, then you need to have at least one shot, at least one. You don't need two and you don't need a booster. Okay? But as I said, I hope that those restrictions will change soon. Just hold on a little bit. Also, I would not recommend you, if you have taken the decision, a medical decision, not to get vaccinated, then I would not recommend you just doing it because of traveling. I know, as I said, this will change at some point, and so just, and if not, as I said, we have the videos, so video and Zoom and online dating is possible. We have several clients. I have 2 right now who are not vaccinated, and one was not vaccinated and actually found somebody. So I hope in the next, and he could not travel to Colombia. So I hope in the next couple of weeks I can show you the story and give you more information about that. But it is possible, so don't lose the hope. Okay, next question. Jesse Gaza. Hey, Jesse, good to hear from you. We were in email. I remember me and my friend are debating between Medellin or Barranquilla for our trip this fall. What would you say are the difference between the 2 cities and the ladies? Good question, Jesse. So just let's start by the locations of both cities, because that already makes a difference in the cultural way of how the women are, right? How the women are. The women in Barranquilla live at the coast. Barranquilla is a coastal city, a port city, an industrial city, a worker city. So is Medellin. Medellin is a worker city. It is an industrial city as well, but it is located in the mountain. The climate at the coast is hot and humid, and while it is in Medellin more spring-like, right? So you have already from the 2 different climates if you travel to Caribbean countries. So if you travel to the Caribbean, it's different than if you go to a mountain area, right? So you have that different mindset. But if you say Barranquilla is Caribbean, but not that Caribbean like Cartagena, for example, because it's a really hard working city and an industrial city. Physically, the woman, if you talk physically about the aspect, the Medellin women have maybe more an European influence, while the Barranquilla women have an influence a little bit from everywhere. So they have European influence. They have a lot of the Arabic, Lebanese influence, which makes them very mystical, very beautiful, very exotic. They have an African influence as well. So it's a mixture from Europe, Africa, and Arabic countries. So it is totally, and I think it's very interesting. The women are beautiful. You have lighter skin. They're very elegant in Barranquilla, well educated, speak better English. Medellin, the women are extremely attractive, extremely sensual as well. Also, some of them really hardworking, also hardworking mindset, young women who study, who want to go ahead, the same in Barranquilla. But a little bit more spoiled, I would say, Medellin, because the women, they get more foreigners in Medellin. Medellin is a touristy city, so the women are more used to see foreigners, Americans. They have a lot more men to choose from all over the world, while Barranquilla does not attract a lot of tourism. So you as a man, you will be more appreciated in Barranquilla. So it's difficult. What I always recommend, go on the website and put in your hot list, put in the search Barranquilla and Medellin, and then put in your hot list the woman you really like, and then you will see where you have more matches. If you have, for example, 20 in Barranquilla and only 5 in Medellin, then you know that it's probably Barranquilla more the city where you should go to. Yeah, I don't know if that answered your question, but this is like a little bit more the differences between those 2 cities. Colombian woman looking happy, fun, sexy, and elegant. I think you put that really on point, Chris. They're very fun, happy, especially the Barranquilla woman. If we talk about Barranquilla again, what is the difference? The Barranquilla women are so happy and joyful. It's really contagious. When you are there, I don't know if you can see our dancing on the Barranquilla event on Saturday evening. The girls went crazy and they shake their hips and they just move, and it is, wow, it's just incredible. We had a lot of fun, and yeah, they do look, and they are elegant as well. It's a beautiful mix. So let's see what questions you're having here, and then maybe we get one in our first testimonials tonight so that we can show you a little bit. Sly, you're asking me, I always forgot what office Maria works from. So I'm working all offices, but I'm located in Santa Marta. So we have the offices in Cartagena, Barranquilla, and Medellin. I lived like 4 or 5 years in Cartagena. I also lived a little time in Medellin. And since the pandemic started, since a year, nearly 2 years, we moved to Santa Marta now. And so that's where I am. We also have profiles in Santa Marta. So, and I might do a show about Santa Marta in the future because I think it's an amazing destination to go to. Santa Marta is similar like Cartagena, but there are more things in the surroundings to do. I think the women are very attractive too. We have really professional, beautiful women. Not as many in Santa Marta yet because we just started. But so if you see profiles in Santa Marta, let me know. I'm happy to meet you here. So next question. Wow, guys, I thank you for sending your questions in. You are very active tonight. So that is beautiful. So Kurisu is asking, are the women there okay with dating younger guys? Yes. I get that question often. I get guys who write me a message, am I too young for the program? Guys, you are not too young for the program. We have men from all ages. We have from 20 to 70, 80. I think we have everybody. So if you're saying you're 23, this is perfect. We have women who are 23, who are 18, 19, 20. And so definitely come. They love to meet younger men as well. Not all women are in their 40s, 50s. We have a lot of young women who really want to meet a younger man as well. I'm 33. When I'm a bit secure, I would like to take a tour for 28, 30 if things don't work out in the West from the UK. I see a lot of older guys in tours, so just wondering. Yes, so I understand that you often see lots of the older men. So I do, lots of our clients are clients who are looking for a second marriage, for example, or veterans, or so we do have men in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, but we do also have lots of men in the 20s and the 30s. Maybe you don't see them everybody all the time in the videos. You have to keep that in mind. Not everybody always wants to be in videos, but definitely with 23 and also with 28 and also with 30, it would be perfect. There are lots of women. I had right now a client, for example, a VIP, who was a little bit surprised that not so many women were so open to age difference. And I'm not saying that all general, like the women are open to age difference, but not everybody of the woman is also open to age difference, and not such a big age difference. And actually, I think that's something good, because you guys often ask me about the scams, and is this real, and are they serious? So the women are real, but I would not say that all of the women are serious, right? And some are just dating someone to know somebody, someone to date a foreigner just for dating a foreigner, just for having that experience. So I would be always a little bit precautious, right? And especially, obviously, I always say you can date young and you can go out with somebody 20, 30 years younger if you want to, but it is not what I would recommend you. And I think if you want to reduce the fear of scams and the amount of scams or the possibility of scams, then I definitely would not go too young in age, and I would not do too much age difference. Not because I don't think it cannot work. I think it can work, but often that. And if you have complications, might be difficult, because you also might be in different of 45, for example, then she wants to go out, party, go and get a university, go to college, whatever, travel, get to know the world, I don't know, drink, dance, and so maybe she is with 20 not that ready yet, and she just wants to date and to meet. And I think this is legit, because I know if you think when you were 20, 25, not all of you were ready for marriage, that you wanted to have a relationship and you wanted to have a serious relationship. And lots of women, like really the woman I talk to, and we really obviously consciously know we know that they are serious, right? But just is a good year that, and that's when you want to do different experiences, and that's completely fine. Everybody is an adult and can do what everybody wants to do. But that is why I'm saying, if you want to be serious and if you want to navigate and get a tip from me from a matchmaker doing this international dating, don't make it too huge an age difference, okay, to prevent those scams. Okay, let's see. Wow, so many questions. So I'm going to get to your questions one more time here, and then we get to the first testimonial. Gonzalez Jesus is asking, I'm 49 years old. What are the chances of finding somebody in the mid-20s on a single club tour in Cartagena? So talking about the age difference there, as I said, Jesus, you can find somebody in the mid-20s on a single club. Single club would be our Latin club. The Latin club is 7, 10, or 14 days and includes up to 3 dates per day. So I think you can definitely date women in their mid-20s. Some might not be interested, some might be. But that is where I was saying, look how serious they are. If you are right now just okay, I want to meet like a lot of women and date and get to know the culture and see with whom I have a connection with, and then see how it goes, then I would maybe say, okay, why not dating in the mid-20s? But if not, if you're saying I really want to meet seriously somebody and get married, I would recommend you going a little bit higher in age. I'm not thinking because you will not find dates. You definitely, the women are open to meet you. But what I'm saying, to reduce the wrong intentions, the scam, I would recommend you going a little bit older, 30 something. So the guys, that is one of your main things. You're always telling me, oh, but I want a family. I want a woman who can have children. And so this is why I want to date somebody in her beginning of her 30s. I'm 55. So then you have already this 25 years age difference because you want a child. One thing again, what I hear from you men often, yeah, she has to be in the beginning of her 30s. And why I'm saying, why don't you date 35, a little bit older? Yeah, but because she has to still get a child and then she's too old. Where I'm thinking, nowadays, technology, medical, our health, our life has improved. Like women today can have children 40, 42, 45. There are women with 45 having children nowadays. So you don't have to go 31 if you are 60 and 55 and you want to have a child, right? You can go older, and especially if you want a serious woman, if you date her and she's 38, she might be so much more focused, right, on what she wants in life than a girl in her 20s. So it depends obviously who you are, what you are looking for, because not everybody of our clients, everybody wants to get married, right? Some just want to date as well. So it depends what you are looking for. Depends also the age difference, right? So that was just my tip from that side. Okay. I can dance to save my life, so I don't know how that will affect my chances with the ladies, Mark is saying. Mark, don't worry, most of our men don't know how to dance. Or some do, but most of them don't. But if you see the videos, everybody usually tries. And that is the most important thing. If you try it, that is where the magic starts, right? The women don't care. The women really don't care. If you're a good dancer, that's great. But if you don't, and if you just have fun and you entertain the room, and everybody's just having a good time, that gives you so much credit points on the women are not always, women are sometimes different than men. We are not as looking just on the outside and everything. But women a lot the inside, the personality. And if you show your personality and if you show that you are fun, because Colombian women love to have fun, and they sometimes don't like the men who are so serious and everything has to be so serious. So if you have fun and just going out, you will make a good impression. Okay, so I'm seeing you're having a lot of questions tonight, so I'm getting back into your questions just in a bit. I would like to show you first a little, it's just 3 minutes, and it's the testimonial of Sean and Manuela from the Medellin tour. And then I go back to your questions, and then we get another testimonial, and then I will show you also some of the women tonight so that you get to know some of the new girls as well, because I know you like that. But let's start with Sean and Manuela, and then I see you in just 3 minutes.
Hi, good night. In this moment, we are with Sean. Sean, nice to meet you. So, Sean, tell us a little bit about the social. What do you think about this social event so far?
So far, it's great.
That's great.
In the beginning, it was a little overwhelming because you have so many women, and you gotta you kind of nervous. And then, but once you break the ice, you kind of get
You can relax, yes.
relax, and get to know all of the women. It's like speed dating on another level.
Yes.
And this is my first time doing speed dating, so it's a great experience.
Okay, that's great. And so far, you saw something that you really like, a couple girls that you really like.
I have saw a few women that I really like, and hopefully we'll see where it goes.
Okay, that is the idea. Help you in all these spirit dates process. And the idea is that after this social, you have the opportunity to meet the girls in individual dates. So that is the idea of this social event. That the guys met a couple of girls, and after that, they go with the girls in a individual date. So, Sean, tell me a little bit about the kind of girl that you are looking for.
Obviously, attraction is always the first. After attraction, the chemistry, the communication. Obviously, the communication barrier is there, but once you get past that stage and you're comfortable with each other, just to get to know, get the feel for the person, and hopefully be a match.
Okay, tell me a little bit about three qualities that you think that are very important to find in your next couple.
Um, Three qualities of
Three, yeah.
obviously affectionate, honest, and looking to grow together.
Okay. And also other question, what kind of date is like your most like what kind of date yes you prefer to have with the girls? Like what kind of date you like to take in your first date with the girls?
Well, I'm a adventurous person. So
Adventures? That's
yeah.
great.
So obviously, I like to get out, experience things, and have some fun together, socialize, and something active. Do active stuff. So
Oh, great.
get
So
to,
she has to be very active.
yeah.
Okay, that's great. That's great. So thank you, Sean, for being here this night. Thank you for joining us. And okay, we hope to see you soon.
Bye bye.
So you just saw Manuela and Sean from the Medellin social that night. Apologies one more time for the audio. I heard just that we had a little bit problems in that social, so we're working on that for the next one so that we have the interviews clearer with the microphones. But yeah, you just saw Sean, who had a good time, who met beautiful women, and so yes, I said, like Sean, you can be one. You can be like Sean and can be there and be part of the whole, the whole organization. If you cannot make it to our tour dates, we have, you can come all year long, right? You can go on individual introductions. You can do our individual single clubs, the Latin Club, for example. You can do our VIP service. You can write letters. We'll just show you in a bit a couple who met through letters so that you see this is possible too. And let me get into your questions because really you're very active tonight, which I love. And so we have, I'm an American, but a Latino who speaks Spanish. Will the ladies not consider me a foreigner? Will they look at me negatively? Not at all, Vivola. Generally, the women are open. That's why I always, like, you ask me sometimes, I'm from that culture, I'm coming from here, is that a problem? Generally, the women are open, right? Not obviously every woman will be open to everybody, but generally they have an open mindset. Having a Latino background who speaks Spanish is actually a plus. Because you know the culture, you speak the language, you can communicate. It will be so much easier for you, and you will probably not having the same maybe challenges and the same fights, the same discussions at the beginning with somebody who doesn't understand the Latino culture so much because he has not dated in it yet. Which doesn't mean that if you don't speak Spanish, because now I will get the question, I don't speak Spanish, is that a problem? No. it's not a problem at all because we have our translators and the women know that. And if both are motivated to learn the language, you will have no problem. I have seen couples who have not had the language in common at all and were able to communicate and are happy and married and everything. And so if you speak the language, I think it's a huge plus. If you are from a Latino culture, if you have a Latino background, I think it's a plus too. They do consider you as a foreigner, and so I don't think they see you negatively. Since the first Mexico City tour sold out so quickly, is there any plan for another tour later in the year? Will Mexico City be added to the Latin Club if men cannot make a tour there? Brad, I cannot answer you those questions about the Latin Club, I imagine, but I don't know because this is really new. We are just finishing the tour in Mexico. It was just last week. The tour was really nice. What I heard, I just talked to everybody in Mexico. Seems to be they had a really good tour. And so I'm pretty sure we will be having more tour dates from Mexico next year. This year, I don't think so. The tour dates you see on the websites are the tour dates we're having, and I don't think we will add any others this year. But next year, I'm pretty sure there will be more. How dare you? Hi, I'm 63 years old. Sorry, 63 years old. Not in shape, but I have my own tour business. Do you think I have a chance to have exotic fun from Colombia? So the question, exotic fun from Colombia. Exotic fun you definitely can have because this is easy to have in Colombia and you will not have a problem with your age. And if you're not Brad Pitt, this is not a problem too because the women are not looking for a model. The women are looking for a man who takes good care of them, who respects them, who treats them well, who are faithful, who are responsible. So if I see you have two businesses, seems you are a very responsible person. And I imagine that while you're watching this and you get informed about the program, it seems that you are a person who's interested in meeting somebody. And so definitely, I think if you have your intentions clear, then you will definitely have no problem. Just be a little bit careful. If it's about fun, obviously you can have fun. But if you want to meet somebody serious, that's why I'm saying try to not go too young in age. Okay. Next question. Let's see. How they do it, take the names of the woman who wants a date with you, Slice asking. Okay, so you're asking about how does it work on the social. So you have your matchmaker, wing woman, translator with you on the social. So she moves with you from every table to table, right? She has a little notebook. In those notebooks, she does notes and she writes down all the women on the table with her IDs. So once you get up from the table, you let your translator know who was your favorite, right? So for example, the blue dress and the red dress. And your translator, your matchmaker on the social will circle that name around it. And then she lets us know from the agency, she lets us know and says, hey, Mark wanted to meet Dariana, and he liked Andrea. And so what we do then is we call Andrea, we call Diana and ask them if they want to go out on the next day. But all the women have an ID. They have her name and her ID. You see this on the video here. And then usually you know who the name and who the ID of the woman is. And then you know how that you can go out with her. And the women circle, they put a heart also next to your name and the translators circle around your name and we have matches then. So I'm going to explain you all that once you are on the tour because it's getting to out who's your match on every table and then you go on private. This is a speed dating night where you just meet woman for 10, 15 minutes at the table and then afterwards the idea is that you go in the next couple of weeks later, you go out with them on a couple of days, not couple of weeks, the next couple of days to go out on a private date with them. Okay, I'm going to find my wife, can't wait, Colombian bound. Yeah, Colombia bound, I'm waiting for you here, so we would love to help you and yes, and we are looking forward to, I think it is a good time to travel right now. The climate is also perfect, so Cartagena, if you want to get out of the winter, Cartagena is amazing because you're at the Caribbean, blue water, turquoise water, white beaches, an amazing old town, beautiful woman, joyful, outgoing, fun, and also very traditional woman in Cartagena. And so, I think if you haven't heard about Cartagena, Google a little bit. It is part of the UNESCO World Heritage, the old town. Even if you don't meet a woman, which is impossible on a single tour with us, not to meet any woman. We will meet a lot of women. But if you don't have a connection, let's put it like that, if you don't have a connection with anybody, still Cartagena, believe me, just the pure trip. Get a visa. No, you don't need to get a visa to enter Colombia. Not at all. You don't need to do anything. You just go and take a flight. The only thing you have to do is to fill out a migration form, but this is just a form. This is nothing out of the other world. And you have to be vaccinated. That's the only thing, but you don't need a visa. How many events are there in Colombia? Sharon, we're having one tour in June. We have the tour in April, we have another one in June, we have another one in August, another one in September, another one in November. 5 more tours to go this year in Colombia. So I'm reading your questions here. I hope the brown skin cutie I just saw is there when I go. Yeah, Rob, come soon. Let me know who she is. When you go on a trip to Colombia, what is the dollar amount should you have for the week? Also, where do most of the guys go on trip keep their passports? Okay, Stephen, you're asking a very practical question. The passport I would recommend you storing in your safe in the hotel, and just take a photo of it, right? Just before you photo on your phone, put the passport in your safe, and then if somebody asks you for your passport, you can show just a copy on your phone. Anyhow, since I'm living here, nobody ever asked me for a passport. No, never, ever. So on the street, never. So you need or in cash and bring in credit card. Credit card you can basically pay in all restaurants and also malls, but you need some cash to pay the taxis, pay the goods you want to buy, souvenirs, etc. If you want to pay translation time in the office, you can do that in cash, in dollars if you want. You can do this with credit as well. You can do it in pesos as well. So how much you need depends on how many dates you go, on how many restaurants you're using. But I would, put 150 US as a budget, maybe per day, something like that. You have in the tour, you have the hotel included and the breakfast. So what you have to take care of is your lunch and your dinner dates. Like if you go on the date with them, right, you have to eat lunch and dinner maybe with them. A lunch date is $50, a dinner date is maybe $50, maybe a little bit more if you want to spend a little bit more in a bottle of wine or something. But I think with 150 US, you probably will be good. You spend, if you want to do a lot of shopping, if you want to do a lot of day trips, then it probably will not be enough. But just to budget a little bit, you can do a lot less too. It's Colombia. Colombian people live with $250 per month. So you with $150 per day will be having plenty. So this is why I just want to put you in the context. Depends what you want to do, but the country itself is quite cheap. Cartagena is the most expensive city, but Cartagena, like if you go in the old town to the restaurants, it depends on the restaurant. You have not always the cheapest prices, and you can obviously pay more than $50 for a dinner. You can pay also $100 for a dinner. But generally, the prices are reasonable, and you can there's like options for every budget. So before I'm getting more into your questions, let's get into our testimonial. And then we have our testimonial, Philip and Marilyn. And Philip and Marilyn, Marilyn is a profile. She's a woman. She was with us for nearly 4 years, and Marilyn was really an active woman. She was dating actively. She was writing a lot of letters. She was meeting different people, and it was always something that did not work out. He met somebody else. There was not the connection. There were different reasons. And then she met Philip. Philip reached out via letters, and then they couldn't meet because Philip did not do the process right. He did not contact us and set up the dates. He just came and wanted to meet her, and she didn't obviously know because nothing was arranged. And so they couldn't even meet on the first meeting. So they would tell you themselves, and then they were able to meet finally a couple of weeks later. And then because he didn't give up and he knew it was her. And so, here's the story of Marilyn and Philip. I'm really happy for Marilyn and for Philip, of course, as well. But Marilyn I knew longer than I know Philip. And she was always, as I said, in a long communication process with us and dating a lot. And so I'm really happy that she found her man, that they engaged and happy. So this is the testimonial of Philip and Marilyn.
Good afternoon from Medellin. I'm so happy to do this video right now. This is one of my favorite videos to do because we had really good news today. Those two here got engaged today. So felicitaciones, congratulations. Woo! That is amazing news. So thank you so much for coming here, joining and sharing your stories, because we know that we have a lot of guys watching the video who, thinking about maybe coming to Medellin or coming to Colombia and don't know if it's real, if it's possible to really to meet somebody, if the women are real, if the connection is real. So that's why I want to ask them a little bit how was the meeting, how was the story. So Philip and Marilyn, so one of our beautiful couples. And Philip, where are you from? When did you start? How was the whole thing? How did it work out for you?
West Palm Beach, Florida.
Okay.
And I met her about a month ago. And
but you started, you met her in person a month ago, but you started earlier, right?
yes, we started corresponding in late November of 21. And I met her in December of 21.
And how was it when you met her? Did you know that it was her?
I just knew.
You just knew.
As soon as I made contact with her visually, I already knew that I liked her during all of the correspondence we were having. So visually, it was just icing on the cake.
And you two were not even, you had a little bit of difficulties actually meeting. So you actually met other people before you met her because you were not able that we could arrange, like it was our fault, we could not arrange a date for you when you were there. So can you tell how that worked?
When I first came, I was supposed to have 3 different dates, and somehow it got messed up and I wasn't able to meet anybody. So I went back to Florida and I came back 2 weeks later, and then I had 3 dates arranged. One wasn't able to come, and I met another young lady before I met Marilyn, and that was a good date. But when I met Marilyn, I knew that she was the person for me.
Okay.
Yes.
So guys, this is also a very important thing. Like sometimes you think you meet different women and this is wrong or whatever, but if the connection is with that one, you know, and that is what I tell the woman and the man always, like if there's a connection, it doesn't matter with how many guys she goes out or with how many women you go out. If the connection is there, it will be there. And other important thing is as well, if you are in letters and you want to go on a date with a girl, get in touch with the Phoenix office or try to get at the Phoenix office to arrange the date, because just in the letters you're saying I'm there and I'm coming and I'm arriving, that doesn't really work out because we have to organize, she has to sign your IMBRA form, etc., etc. So that was the issue you're having. And that point we didn't know that you wanted to go on the dates, like officially, let's say. You were writing obviously to her. And she said, I think she was just available on Saturday, and then you couldn't meet. Right. And so you flew home without meeting her. What a pity. And then you came back 2 weeks later? Oh, wow. But that's great that you still said, okay, I'm going to go again. You didn't give up. Why didn't you give up?
Because I knew that we were having such a good correspondence, and I just had to meet her. Okay. Plain and simple. That's it.
How much time did you spend when you met?
Our first date, we only spent 2 or 3 hours together. Yeah, 2 hours, and right on that first date, we both knew that we belonged together.
I say, I am your girlfriend.
Yeah.
No more girls.
Okay.
The driver, I say, I see your car. No more girls. He said, what? Yes, I am your girlfriend.
Oh, wow.
So I know that the first time I see him.
You as well knew when you saw him that this is your man?
Yes. I have 2 months date here in the agency, 2 months later, but with him, I don't know why. If it's different, only in 2 hours, I say, and the week, and this week, the same week, he said, you married with me? I say, yes.
Oh, that's amazing. That's beautiful. And Marilyn is not that she didn't date anybody. Marilyn, you are with us now for 3 years, right? 3 years. And did you meet people here? ¿Conociste otros hombres?
Yes. I don't remember how many, but 2 months later. Mm-hmm. 2 months later, I am working 2 months. I said, Manuela, please help me because I am working 2 months. But I say no other man because I'm working. But he said in the letter, I say only can the Saturday. You can this day because it's my one day free.
So the Saturday when you were supposed to meet, she wrote in the letter, you wrote in the letter, it's my only day, and you never got that? Or you got that?
No.
No.
That was our original date that we were
okay.
I didn't get to see her
That date. The first time, yeah. And so, 1 month later, un mes más tarde, 2 semanas más tarde, él vino y de allá finalmente se conocieron en persona. ¿Y cómo fue después? ¿Comunicaron a través de WhatsApp? ¿Hicieron videollamadas? ¿Cómo fue? ¿Cómo fue con el idioma?
Obviamente por cartas. Tuvimos la primera cita, duró 2 horas, me fui a trabajar. Después, al otro día yo no podía porque tenía que trabajar. Al lunes siguiente salimos nuevamente y ya desde ahí ya no nos separamos más.
Beautiful, beautiful. She said when they met, the first date was 2 hours, but it was an incredible connection. And I think they met a couple of days later again. And then it was like, that's it. We're together, we're in the relationship, nobody else, and we're going to compromise to each other, right? That was the...
Absolutely. That's how it went. And she didn't want any more letters from anybody, and I didn't want to correspond with anybody else after that.
And how did you find AFA? How did you join? Why did you join a marriage agency in another country?
I have a friend that is married to a Colombian woman, and she's really, really nice. And then he always told me how nice she was before I met her. And he said, you need to go to Colombia.
Okay.
and I researched it on the internet, and that's when I found AFA.
And you watched the videos as well, you said, right?
I watched every one of the videos at least 2 times. You're a star. I need your autograph.
Thank you. It was funny that you came in and said, I know you. I said, yeah, that's great. And I'm happy that you see, because you see the videos helped you. So I thank you so much that you help us now also to tell the guys. And so you're enjoying Colombia. You love your future wife. And so it's a beautiful story, really, and you can see that with the letter, it is possible really to make a connection. It is not for everybody possible, but in Marilyn, Marilyn joined like 3 years ago, and she was really one of we have lots of women in the agency, but Marilyn really is one of the ones where we have really good communication. She is always in touch with us. She was always looking serious for somebody, and when I heard today that Marilyn got engaged, I was so happy because we found the person, finally. So yeah, that makes me very happy. And I mentioned you
Thank
too.
you so much. Thank you.
Entonces, ¿cómo fue para ti cuando lo viste?
No, cuando entré, él es demasiado alto, pues eso fue lo primero que vi, pero yo estaba tan nerviosa que solo saludé a Manuela y a la otra chica y de último lo dejé a él. Pero no, eso fue inmediato. No sé por qué ni cómo, pero fue.
Yeah, immediately. You say, both of you say the same. She says the same in Spanish, then he says in English. The connection was immediately. They knew. And it happens. And I have seen it. It happens. So. Okay, so that is a good thing. Maybe, do you have any advice for the men watching?
You can do the letters as much as you want, but you really have to come here and meet the people. Yeah. You have to meet the Colombian people themselves and meet the women themselves in person. I think that's the best way to go about.
Yes, totally. I totally agree with you, because if you just write and never meet, how do you know if she's going to be the person you want to spend your life with, right? Okay, so that is... and ¿y tú tienes algún consejito para las chicas, quizás?
No, que yo por 3 años nunca perdí la fe, porque Manuela siempre me decía, déjame que yo voy a encontrártelo, y así fue. Manuela fue la segunda persona a la que yo llamé cuando me dieron el anillo. Lloré con ella, la primera mi mamá, o sea, lloré con mi mamá, lloré con Manuela, y here relax. I cry all the morning, here relax. No hay que perder la esperanza jamás, y menos en el amor, porque realmente ya, I cry.
She's going to cry again. She said the tip she can give is never give up in believing in love. Never give up the faith that you're going to find the right person. I'm going to start crying again as well. So don't give up if you're here. She was here for 3 years waiting, and she said Manuela, she never lost the faith because she always was in communication with Manuela, and Manuela said, I'm going to find that person, don't worry, I'm going keep the faith and don't worry. And Manuela was actually the second person she called when he proposed. So the first person was her mom, and the second person was Manuela. So this is so beautiful. And Manuela was so happy today.
I cried.
Yeah, she was crying all morning, but for happiness, Guys, I thank you so much for sharing your story.
Really thank you.
And sharing your story, and I wish you two all the best. I hope you will have a beautiful life together. And thanks to Manuela. Manuela was helping a lot with Marilyn. You made it. You made it, Manuela. One of our great matchmakers here. And guys, so it is possible. It is real. The women are real. The men are real. And there is a real connection. If there's a connection, you will feel it, and it's possible. So, and your language barrier is not such a big problem. She speaks some English. You will learn maybe a little bit of Spanish. So that's great, and yeah, I wish you two all the best. Keep us updated how it goes. Send us some pictures from time to time. We always love to see from you and hear from you. And yeah, we want a picture of you together. Yes, for the wall. Yes, for the wall. No. You are very welcome. Exactly. We just need the invitation to the wedding, and that's it. Thank you, guys, and I wish you all the best, and thank you for sharing your story. And yeah, that's great that you're part of it. So, bye-bye. Lots of greetings from Medellin.
Kirk, should we do the two videos? So that was our beautiful couple, Marilyn and Philip. It was really beautiful. The day, general, like obviously the whole situation, but the day they came in, and yeah, this is the most rewarding thing in our work, right? When the couples come and actually really found each other, and we love if you keep in touch with us as well and let us know how you're doing. And yeah, this is, as I said, for us the most rewarding thing. So I will get one more time in your questions, and then I have 2 more interviews with the girls. I don't want to let them, we are already over time as usual, but I would love to show you the woman tonight as well, because I know you're always waiting for that. But just from your questions, to end, Nelson is asking, because of the vaccination one more time, because I know lots of you guys are having that issue. So I might be able to buy a house there before I come. Yes, Nelson, actually, if you do an investment visa for buying a property here, you can get a resident visa, a full resident visa instantly, which is usually not so easy to get. I think the amount you have to invest is around, don't get me, I'm not having the right number, but if you want, we can look it up. Write me a message, and then I think it's around $200,000, $250,000 aroundish, can be less. So I don't want to say anything wrong right now. Can be 150,000 as well. I think it was 600 million pesos, so it was really actually not that much. 150,000, I think, to buy a house. And they're actually really beautiful beachfront properties here in Santa Marta, Cartagena, and also in Barranquilla, close to the river. So that are things where you can look into. Let me know if you need any help with that. And so yeah, but this is an alternative. If you want to invest in Colombia, this is something you can definitely consider doing. And actually, it's a great country to invest right now, and especially, as I said, beachfront properties. And there was another question. Somebody was asking how Ellen is asking, how can I get an immigration form? So the migration form, you just put in Google, check MIG Colombia, check MIG, like migration, MIG, yeah, check, like checkpoint, check in, check MIG, like migration form. Check MIG form Colombia, Colombia with O, COLOMBIA. And if you put this into Google, then you get to the Colombian migration website, and then you can translate it to English. And then the only thing you have to keep in mind is that when you select the country, United States, it's not translated into English, it's only in Spanish. So you have to select Estados Unidos. This is when you are in the form. If you just listen to it now, you will not understand me. But in the form, you have to put the Estados Unidos in Spanish in. Okay, Richard, I'm hoping to go to Medellin in May. What is the best neighborhood to rent Airbnb? I like to be in restaurants and nightlife. In Medellin, it's definitely the Poblado area. There's another area called Laureles, but there are also a lot of restaurants and bars, but I would, if you go first time to the city, I would recommend you the Poblado area because there are all the hostels, all the bars, all the nightlife, everything. And you have the Alto Poblado and the normal Poblado. The Alto Poblado is a little bit more higher, that's why it's alto, and you have better views, and you're a little bit not in the middle of the noise, right? So it depends where you are located. But Poblado area, that is the best area. This is where our office is located. We just moved our office, so just that you keep that in mind. Our office is now in Medellin in the Hotel View Park. Okay, there where we have our tours running. There we moved our office now because we moved it after 10 years at the same spot. We had to move it because they teared down the building. So our office, we have now rented an office in the hotel, so which is great. We love that. So yeah, so before it's getting longer, Bernard is saying congratulations to them both, to Marilyn and to Philip. Yes, congratulations to them both. And now we get into two more girls, and then we're going to finish this Latin show. But I want to encourage you to sign up for the Cartagena tour because the Cartagena tour will be big. It will hopefully signed out. Probably, I imagine, but let's see how it goes. But I'm looking forward to meet you guys on the tour. Cartagena, as I said, is an amazing city. Keep in mind that all the Ukrainian clients who might not go to Ukraine might sign up for this tour because it is at the same time. And so that's why I'm saying keep that in mind and put your deposit. If you want to sign up, you just have to put a 475 deposit and then your space is secured. If you cannot make it, you can always change your date, and then you can, the important thing is that you have the deposit down, then you have your space secured, and if you cannot do it, you can reschedule. Okay, so then let's introduce you to our two beautiful new women from Medellin. One is called Kimberly. Her ID is 203118, 203118, and the other one is Julie, and her ID is 206093. So here are the two girls, and I see you in a couple of minutes, and then that will be us, will be it for tonight. See you then in 2 weeks, but I'll be back in a couple of minutes.
Hola, soy yo otra vez, Alexandra. Chicos, les quiero presentar en esta oportunidad a nuestra bella Kimberly. Kimberly es el ID 203118 para aquellos que la quieran conocer un poquito más. Después de esta corta entrevista que le vamos a hacer. Bienvenida, Kimberly.
Gracias, muchas gracias.
Sé que eres una nueva afiliada de Foreign Affairs porque hace poquito aprobamos tu perfil. ¿Cómo te sientes en esta noche en tu primer evento?
Bueno, pues un poco nerviosa porque pues no sé cómo vaya a ser todo,
pero te vas a relajar, lo vas a disfrutar bastante.
Con ganas de disfrutar la noche.
Además que nuestros caballeros son sumamente atentos, sumamente cordiales y la verdad es que vienen con bastantes detalles, que es lo más importante. Bueno, Kimberly, cuéntanos un poquito de ti. ¿Cuántos años tienes?
29 años.
29. ¿Tienes hijos?
No.
No tienes. ¿Pero tienes proyectos de tenerlos? ¿Te gustaría?
Por el momento no, pero pues de pronto más adelante, porque pues problemas ya personales y pues de
como
físicos.
Unos 5 años, 3 años, algo así más o menos.
Posiblemente.
Ok.
Con ganas, me encantan los niños.
¿Sí? ¿Y te gustaría cuando tener 1 o 2 hijos?
Con uno. Con uno ya.
¿Varón?
Me gustan
hembra?
las niñas.
Las niñas.
Sí.
Ah, bueno, qué chévere. Bueno, ¿y qué te gusta hacer en tus ratos libres? ¿Cuáles son tus hobbies? ¿Qué te apasiona?
Amo cantar.
¿Amas
bailar.
cantar? ¿Pero
Sí.
cantas?
Me defiendo, aunque sea en el baño, pero me defiendo.
¿Ella canta bien?
Sí, no, lo hago ahí como puedo, pero sí. Me gusta.
¿Te gusta la música en general?
Todo tipo de música me encanta.
¿Te gusta bailar?
Me encanta bailar.
¿Sí? ¿Cuál es tu tipo de baile, de música preferida para bailar?
Me encanta la champeta, pero pues no sé si de pronto pues lo conozco.
Bueno, es que la champeta, chicos, es un tipo de música africana, muy de acá de la costa de Colombia, espectacular para los que les gusta aventurarse, aprender a bailarla. ¿Tú le enseñarías a ellos a bailar?
Claro, a ver si aprenden los pasos, es resistencia de piernas. Ahí.
Ok, qué bueno. Pero y cuéntanos un poquito, ¿qué haces en tus ratos libres?
Me gusta mucho pues estar con mi familia, compartir con mi familia. Soy poco de salir pues de rumbas.
Pero te
pues,
gusta bailar.
Pero sí, claro,
Ok.
me encanta bailar.
Ok.
pero pues sí estoy como más que todo en mi casa.
Okay. Muy casera. Sí. ¿Te gusta cocinar?
Me encanta cocinar.
¡Wow!
Algunos platos.
Ya tienes aquí una excelente chef. Y bella, preciosa y además le encanta cocinar. Bueno, y cuéntame una cosita. ¿Cuáles son esos valores que te gustaría encontrar? ¿Cómo describes a tu caballero ideal?
Amoroso.
Amoroso.
Detallista. No solo en regalos, sino en detalles como tal, como persona, que detalles. Si hoy me cambié el color de cabello.
Ah, mi amor, qué linda te ves hoy.
Exacto. Todo ese tipo de
a nosotros de verdad nos llenan bastante.
Y que tenga muchas ganas de conocer muchas cosas de mí y de aquí de Colombia también.
Ok. ¿Y te gustaría quedarte aquí en Colombia o te gustaría irte al extranjero?
A vivir, lo pienso, pero pues sí me encantaría conocer todo el mundo.
Ok.
Me encantaría.
O sea, ¿te preferirías hacer la residencia aquí, pero salir a viajar cuando quisieras?
Exacto.
Ah, bueno, pues maravilloso. ¿Y qué haces? ¿Estudias? ¿Trabajas? ¿Cuál es tu profesión?
Hago de todo un poquito.
Sí.
Yo aprendo de todo y pues así voy haciendo, pero entonces yo hago inversiones con criptomonedas. No sé si de pronto alguno sepa, pero pues...
Inversores de criptomonedas, estamos ahí en el área. Kimberly trabaja en el área.
Los asesoro.
Los asesoro, wow. Está la jugada, esa es la palabra, está la jugada.
Sí, no, y lo que me pongan yo aprendo a hacer todo.
Bueno, ¿y cuál sería tu destino favorito para un momento romántico con ese caballero detallista amoroso que estás esperando?
Me gusta mucho como el atardecer en la playa,
ajá,
con un vino,
ajá,
algo así, más o menos.
¿En dónde? ¿En dónde? A ver si hay alguien por ahí que se anima a invitarte.
Ay, no sé, en cualquier lado del mundo, en cualquier parte.
Donde seamos felices.
Sí, donde se sienta uno bien y cómodo.
Qué bueno, qué chévere. Bueno, Kimberly, dile a ese caballero que está ahí que te puede contactar, que te puede mandar una carta a tu ID 920 3118, chicos, para conocer un poquito más de ella. ¿Hablas inglés?
Más o menos, pero pues intento como...
Ok, pero ¿lo quieres estudiar? Porque si vas a estar con un caballero...
Sí, lo estoy estudiando, poco a poco estoy aprendiendo más palabras, más vocabulario.
Eso es importante entonces. Necesitamos un teacher que le enseñe a Kimberly, por favor. Bueno, chicos, ya saben que la pueden contactar. Aquí la estamos esperando, una mujer hermosa, emprendedora, esperando por usted. Ok, muchas gracias. Gracias, Kimberly. Bueno. Que tengas éxito esta noche. Okay,
gracias.
Chao.
Hola, buenas noches. Hoy nos encontramos con Juli, una hermosa mujer que está inscrita en nuestra agencia matrimonial. Su ID es el 206093. Hola, Juli, ¿cómo estás?
Bien, ¿y usted cómo está?
Muy bien, muchas gracias. Juli, cuéntanos un poquito qué estás buscando esta noche y qué esperas encontrar en un caballero.
Bueno, pues yo lo que espero encontrar en un caballero es que sea amoroso, respetuoso y que me quiera y me acepte como soy. Igual yo a él también, obviamente.
Cuéntanos un poquito acerca de ti. ¿Te gustaría tener hijos? ¿Estarías abierta a vivir en otro país? ¿Cómo es tu relación con tu familia? ¿Eres muy cercana a ellos? ¿Ellos estarían de acuerdo si tú te vas del país el día de mañana? Cuéntanos un poquito acerca de ti.
Bueno, pues soy cosmetóloga, terapeuta masajista. Tengo una niña de 11 años. Que lo van a volver a poner. Tengo una niña de 11 años. Pues sí, siempre está la idea de irme a vivir a otro país. Estoy abierta a esa posibilidad. Me gusta mucho la familia. Soy muy cercana a mi familia, pero pues ya lo he hablado con mi mamá y está de acuerdo. He viajado mucho, entonces conozco algunos lugares. Ya.
¿Y en un futuro te gustaría tener hijos o no?
Sí, podría tener. Tengo una niña, entonces sí podría tener un hijo. Tengo 30 años. Entonces,
estás muy joven todavía.
Sí, podría tener otro.
Súper bien. Y bueno, cuéntanos 3 cualidades que a ti te gustaría encontrar en tu hombre. O sea, que tú dices esto para mí es realmente importante.
Bueno, que sea respetuoso, caballeroso y que también se mantenga muy bien, que sea pues como organizado.
Que se vea muy bien presentado, que huela bien.
Que sea así limpio, ya. Y pues que le gusten los niños, porque yo tengo una niña, entonces que le gusten los niños.
Eso es importante para ti. Bueno, Juli, muchas gracias por acompañarnos esta noche. Esperamos puedas encontrar a tu hombre de los sueños.
Esperamos que sí.
En eso estamos trabajando y ya saben que si el día de mañana ustedes quieren conocer a Juli, su ID es el 206043.
saying that my we just saw two of our beautiful new women, Kimberly and Julie, and as you saw their IDs, guys, you can write to them, you can reach out to them via video, you can meet them in person, and so they are there, they are real, they just showed you an interview, what they're looking for, who they are, and so you get a better impression. So I hope that helps you, that helped you. I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope, I hope to see you soon here in Colombia. We have Cartagena coming up in less than 3.5 weeks, so I'm looking forward to meet you in Cartagena. We're going to have a lot of fun, and I see you as well in 2 weeks on the next Latin show. And if you have any questions, this is my email. There is also our phone number. Please call us, and we're always happy to help you and assist you in finding, hopefully, the love of your life. And so, yeah, I see you in 2 weeks. Have a great evening, everybody. Bye-bye.
Hi, good night. In this moment, we are with Sean. Sean, nice to meet you. So, Sean, tell us a little bit about the social. What do you think about this social event so far?
So far, it's great.
That's great.
In the beginning, it was a little overwhelming because you have so many women, and you kind of nervous. And then, but once you break the ice, you kind of get
relax, yes.
Relax and get to know all of the women. It's like speed dating on another level.
Yes.
And this is my first time doing speed dating, so it's a great experience.
Okay, that's great. And so far, you saw something that you really like, a couple girls that you really like?
I have saw a few women that I really like, and hopefully we'll see where it goes.
Okay, that is the idea. Help you in all these speedy dates process. And the idea is that after this social, you have the opportunity to meet the girls in individual dates. So that is the idea of this social event, that the guys meet a couple of girls, and after that, they go with the girls in a individual date. So, Sean, tell me a little bit about the kind of girl that you are looking for.
Obviously, attraction is always the first. After attraction, the chemistry, the communication. Obviously, the communication barrier is there, but once you get past that stage and you're comfortable with each other, just to get to know, get the feel for the person, and hopefully be a match.
Okay, tell me a little bit about 3 qualities that you think that are very important to find in your next couple.
3 qualities or 2?
3, yeah.
Obviously, affectionate, honest, and looking to grow together.
Okay. And also, other question: what kind of date is like your most like? What kind of date? Yes, you prefer to have with the girls. Like, what kind of date you like to take in your first date with the girls?
Well, I'm a adventurous person. So
adventurous? That's great.
So obviously, I like to get out, experience things, and have some fun together, socialize, and something active. Do active stuff. So,
oh, great. So she has to be very active. Yeah. Okay, that's great. That's great. So thank you, Sean, for being here this night. Thank you for joining us. And okay, we hope to see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Good afternoon from Medellin. I'm so happy to do this video right now. This is one of my favorite videos to do because we had really good news today. Those two here got engaged today. So felicitaciones, congratulations. Woo! That is amazing news. So thank you so much for coming here, joining and sharing your stories, because we know that we have a lot of guys watching the video who, thinking about maybe coming to Medellin or coming to Colombia and don't know if it's real, if it's possible to really to meet somebody, if the women are real, if the connection is real. So that's why I want to ask them a little bit how it was, how was the meeting, how was the story. So Philip and Marilyn, so one of our beautiful couples. And Philip, where are you from? When did you start? How was the whole thing? How did it work out for you?
West Palm Beach, Florida.
Okay.
And I met her about a month ago. And
but you started, you met her in person a month ago, but you started earlier, right?
Yes, we started corresponding in late November of 21. And I met her in December of 21.
And how was it when you met her? Did you know that it was her?
I just knew.
You just knew.
As soon as I made contact with her visually, I already knew that I liked her during all of the correspondence we were having. So visually it was just icing on the cake.
And you two were not even, you had a little bit of difficulties actually meeting. So you actually met other people before you met her because you were not able that we could arrange, like it was our fault, we could not arrange a date for you when you were there. So can you tell how that worked?
When I first came, I was supposed to have 3 different dates and somehow it got messed up and I wasn't able to meet anybody. So I went back to Florida and I came back 2 weeks later. And then I had 3 dates arranged. One wasn't able to come, and I met another young lady before I met Marilyn, and that was a good date. But when I met Marilyn, I knew that she was the person for me.
Okay.
Yes.
So guys, this is also a very important thing. Like sometimes you think you meet different women and this is wrong or whatever, but if the connection is with that one, you know, and that is what I tell the woman and the man always, like if there's a connection, it doesn't matter with how many guys she goes out or with how many women you go out. If the connection is there, it will be there. And other important thing is as well, if you are in ladders and you want to go on a date with a girl, get in touch with the Phoenix office or try to get at the Phoenix office to arrange the date, because just in the ladders you're saying I'm there and I'm coming and I'm arriving, that doesn't really work out because we have to organize, she has to sign your IMBRA form, etc., etc. So that was the issue you're having. And that point we didn't know that you wanted to go on the dates, like officially, let's say. You were writing obviously to her. And she said, I think she was just available on Saturday, and then you couldn't meet. Right. And so you flew home without meeting her. What a pity. And then you came back 2 weeks later? Oh, wow. But that's great that you still said, okay, I'm going to go again. You didn't give up. Why didn't you give up?
Because I knew that we were having such a good correspondence, and I just had to meet her.
Okay.
Plain and simple. That's it.
How much time did you spend when you met?
Our first date, we only spent 2 or 3 hours together. Yeah, 2 hours, and right on that first date, we both knew that we belonged together.
I say, I am your girlfriend.
Yeah.
No more girls.
Okay.
The driver, I say, I see your car. No more girls. He said, what? Yes, I am your girlfriend.
Oh, wow.
So I know that the first time I see him.
You as well knew when you saw him that this is your man?
Yes. I had 2 months date here in the agency, 2 months later, but with him, I don't know why, if it's different, only in 2 hours, I say, and the week, and this week, the same week, he said, you married with me? I said, yes.
Oh, that's amazing. That's beautiful. And Marilyn is not that she didn't date anybody. Marilyn, you are with us now for 3 years, right? 3 years. And did you meet people here? ¿Conociste otros hombres?
Yes. I don't remember how many, but 2 months later. Mm-hmm. 2 months later, I am working 2 months. I said, Manuela, please help me because I am working 2 months. But I say no other man because I'm working. But he said in the letter, I say only can the Saturday. You can this day because it's my 1 day free.
So the Saturday when you were supposed to meet, she wrote in the letter, you wrote in the letter, it's my only day, and you never got that? Or you got that? No.
That was our original date. That we were
okay.
I didn't get to see her
that date. Mm-hmm.
The first time,
yeah. And so 1 month later, un mes más tarde, 2 semanas más tarde, él vino y de allá finalmente se conocieron en persona. ¿Y cómo fue después? ¿Comunicaron a través de WhatsApp? ¿Hicieron videollamadas? ¿Cómo fue? ¿Cómo fue con el idioma?
Obviamente por cartas. Tuvimos la primera cita, duró 2 horas, me fui a trabajar. Después, al otro día yo no podía porque tenía que trabajar. Al lunes siguiente salimos nuevamente y ya desde ahí ya no nos separamos más.
Beautiful, beautiful. She said when they met, the first date was 2 hours, but it was an incredible connection. And I think they met a couple of days later again. And then it was like, that's it. We're together, we're in the relationship, nobody else, and we're going to compromise to each other, right? That was the...
Absolutely. That's how it went. And she didn't want any more letters from anybody, and I didn't want to correspond with anybody else after that.
And how did you find AFA? How did you join? Why did you join a marriage agency in another country?
I have a friend that is married to a Colombian woman, and she's really, really nice. And then he always told me how nice she was before I met her. And he said, you need to go to Colombia.
Okay.
and I researched it on the internet, and that's when I found AFA.
And you watched the videos as well, you said, right?
I watched every one of the videos at least 2 times. You're a star. I need your autograph.
Thank you. It was funny that you came in and said, I know you. I said, yeah, that's great. And I'm happy that you see, because you see the videos helped you. So I thank you so much that you help us now also to tell the guys. And so you're enjoying Colombia. You love your future wife. And so it's a beautiful story, really, and you can see that with a letter, it is possible to make a connection. It is not for everybody possible, but in Marilyn, Marilyn joined like 3 years ago, and she was really one of the, we have lots of women in the agency, but Marilyn really is one of the ones where we have really good communication. She is always in touch with us. She was always looking serious for somebody, and when I heard today that Marilyn got engaged, I was so happy because we found the person, finally. So yeah, that makes me very happy. And I mentioned you
Thank
too.
you so much. Thank you.
Entonces, ¿cómo fue para ti cuando lo viste?
No, cuando entré, él es demasiado alto, pues eso fue lo primero que vi, pero estaba tan nerviosa que solo saludé a Manuela y a la otra chica y de último lo dejé a él. Pero no, eso fue inmediato.
Sí.
No sé por qué ni cómo, pero fue.
Yeah, immediately. Both of you say the same. She says the same in Spanish, then he says in English. The connection was immediately. They knew. And it happens. And I have seen it. It happens. So. Okay, so that is a good thing. Maybe, do you have any advice for the men watching?
You can do the letters as much as you want, but you really have to come here and meet the people. You have to meet the Colombian people themselves and meet the women themselves in person. I think that's the best way to go about.
Yes, totally. I totally agree with you, because if you just write and never meet, how do you know if she's going to be the person you want to spend your life with, right? Okay, so that is... and ¿y tú tienes algún consejito para las chicas, quizás?
No, que yo por 3 años nunca perdí la fe, porque Manuela siempre me decía, déjame que yo voy a encontrártelo, y así fue. Manuela fue la segunda persona a la que yo llamé cuando me dieron el anillo. Lloré con ella, la primera mi mamá, o sea, lloré con mi mamá, lloré con Manuela, y here relax. I cry all the morning, here relax. No hay que perder la esperanza jamás, y menos en el amor, porque realmente ya, I cry again.
She's going to cry again. She said the tip she can give is never give up in believing in love. Never give up the faith that you're going to find the right person. I'm going to start crying again as well. So don't give up if you're here. She was here for 3 years waiting, and she said Manuela, she never lost the faith because she always was in communication with Manuela, and Manuela said, I'm going to find that person, don't worry, I'm going keep the faith and don't worry. And Manuela was actually the second person she called when he proposed. So the first person was her mom, and the second person was Manuela. So this is so beautiful, and Manuela was so happy today.
I cried.
Yeah, she was crying all morning. but for happiness, for happiness. Guys, I thank you so much for sharing your story.
Really thank you.
And sharing your story, and I wish you two all the best. I hope you will have a beautiful life together. And thanks to Manuela. Manuela was helping a lot with Marilyn. You made it. You made it, Manuela. One of our great matchmakers here. And guys, so it is possible. It is real. The women are real. The men are real. And there is a real connection. If there's a connection, you will feel it, and it's possible. So, and your language barrier is not such a big problem. She speaks some English. You will learn maybe a little bit of Spanish. So that's great. And yeah, I wish you two all the best. Keep us updated how it goes. Send us some pictures from time to time. We always love to see from you and hear from you. And yeah, we want a picture of you together. Yes, for the wall. Yes, for the wall. No. You are very welcome. Exactly. We just need the invitation to the wedding, and that's it. Thank you, guys, and I wish you all the best, and thank you for sharing your story. And yeah, that's great that you're part of it.